Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of What's New in PyScript. Today, we're honored to have Valerio and Fabio again with us today. Fabio is the creator of PyScript, and Valerio is awesome as always. Today, we're going to cover three topics: PyExcel, super exciting news, PyScript's new release next week, and PyScript's community fun call that's happening. How often is it, Fabio?
It's happening tomorrow, and it happens fortnightly. For those like me who didn't know, who are not native English speakers and didn't know what fortnightly is, it's every 2 weeks, basically.
Perfect. So
is that right, Valerio?
It is every other week. Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're gonna talk more about what's gonna be in the call and how you can join later in the call. But let's first talk about PyExcel. I know Valerio and Fabio, both of you are super engaged and involved in the PyExcel project from the very beginning. Would you guys like to talk about your involvement and the history of PyExcel?
Yeah,
I can probably.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I will give you the floor when he's about to talk about the history, because Fabio, you know way better than I do about the history of the project. I actually got involved in the project quite recently, and together with Sophia, we developed a bunch of content in preparation of the launch, which happened last week, I guess. It was the 22nd of August, and it was a super exciting day that day because we could finally talk about this project. It's really amazing, and it's a result of a collaboration between Anaconda and Microsoft to bring the Python capability and the capabilities of Anaconda distribution into Excel, which is super exciting at the moment, and it gives lots of potentials in creating new applications. It's still in beta launch, and a few users can join it at the moment, but it will be publicly available soon. I guess, still in beta, you need to be Microsoft Insider, if I'm not mistaken, and then you can leverage everything into your Excel. Super nice.
Love it.
Perfect.
And
yeah.
Actually,
so go ahead.
Just to mention, PyExcel is, I think it's a little exception to the format of this call, because we were like, let's try and talk about PyScript related things or WASM things, or things related to Python on the browser. And well, it's a little stretch to include Python Excel, but it's such a big news and such a change, and it's literally something that Python and Excel users have been asking for decades at this point. So it is really exciting, and it's worth at least 5 minutes of our time to chat about it.
Yes, exactly. And Fabio, I know you have been involved in PyExcel from the very beginning. Sorry to interrupt you, Valerio. Do you have anything to say?
No. I just want to say that to me, the excitement about this project was exactly the same excitement I had when I discovered PyScript for the first time. So in some way, to me, it's related, but just saying.
Exactly. Yeah. And I know there is a component of PyExcel that's very integrated with PyScript. Fabio can talk about the history and also that integration, maybe. Would you like to share the history?
Yeah, well, I can't give the internal Microsoft history around it, right? But I was lucky to get involved at least at the beginning when Anaconda got involved into this, and because of some of the projects I've done before. So it was really fun to discuss with the Microsoft team, understand their goals and where they're coming from, etc. And in a lot of sense, actually, how the Python for Excel in Excel works is very similar to how Anaconda Fusion used to work, right? Which is the project that I was working on and created 6 years ago or something like this. It's basically you have a remote kernel that has Python and all its dependencies and everything, and gets to execute the code somewhere, and then all the results get back. The big difference between how Fusion worked and this official release works is mainly that they got to do an excellent job in integrating everything into Excel itself, how you get results back, how you manage results, how you manage, n-shaped structures like NumPy arrays and vectors and things like this. I think I was kind of surprised when I saw it the first time, because I was like, that's awesome. You get a data frame into a cell and you can decide what to do with it. But I was also like, you are cheating because you can't change the internal Excel code. And at diffusion time, we couldn't. So it was one of the hardest part was that converting data types between Python and Excel. What do you do with complex structures and objects? And the idea to say, well, this is in a special cell that has a special object, and you can decide what to do is really clever. So I'm really excited. And it's also exciting to see, everything else within Excel. So you can use, NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, all of this without having to. The installation process was also another thing that was difficult. So here you don't have to do anything. That's really cool. So yeah, super excited.
So what's everyone's favorite part about PyExcel?
Valeria?
My favorite part is about the potential. Working with that technology, I used to keep in mind that it's still in the beta, so lots of things may change and still is under development. I've seen things changed while I was working on content. So to me, that is the most exciting thing, and the thing I've seen has lots of potentials for changing completely the way you can use Excel. So it's very fun and exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the potential that it unlocks. Excel has, it's the most popular programming language in the world, or programming platform in the world, if you consider that as a platform, and which I think we all should. But it was really hard to extend it and make it work with other things that were not the VBA. With this, you can unlock. I'm really curious about what people are going to be creating with this, how they're going to use Python, how they're going to extend functionality of Excel, and maybe, I don't know, there's a future where also plugins are in Python, add-ins are in Python in themselves. They can do other things. Like, there's just so many possible scenarios now that is really, really exciting.
Speaking of the plugins, one of the plugins.
Hold on. You haven't said what makes you excited about it.
I'm just 100% what you guys said. Yeah, just like what Peter said about PyScript is bringing programming to the 99%. I feel like PyExcel is the same, even probably more, because a lot of people use Excel and want to do more with Excel, and you don't actually need to download Python or even Anaconda to use Python. So that's my favorite part, the potential, the broad impact.
Nice. Yeah.
So go back to
on this, just to mention, Excel is also a different paradigm, and that is very familiar to a lot of people. Just like the Jupyter notebooks are really great for data scientists and the exploration process. You can, try an experiment, capture this, etc. Same thing with Excel. So I think it's yet another chapter for the Python story, and how that it can be applied to a different way of thinking that is, a matrix.
Exactly.
This reminds me one very quick thing I want to add in, which is I actually learned about using Excel in a different way myself. And this, for just shameless plug for myself, I had a piece in the blog post, which is from notebook to workbook, which is I guess one of my most inspired title in my blog post, because it's like transitioning from one format to another. For Pythonistas like myself, use the Jupyter notebook, and how moving into Excel to a sort of a similar cell-oriented like the processing platform, so to speak. And just to wrapping up around this, if you want to know more about the content Sophia and I developed, and other people also joined in from Anaconda, and There is a anaconda.com/Excel. It's the page you want to check out, and you'll find different content, depending whether you're a Pythonist interested in Excel or you're an Excel user interested in understanding more about Python. So that's how the content is organized, and we are very keen on hearing your feedback if you're interested.
Yes,
Awesome.
I love all of the Valerio's blog posts. It's like, I wish I could write like that. So good. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Make sure people check it out.
Kind.
We'll link in the description below. Okay, so now we have to move to the next topic because we only have 20 minutes for this call today. I know PyScript is gonna have a new release next week. Super exciting. Fabio, would you like to talk a little bit about this new release?
Yes, super excited. I will be brief, just like the new release. We're going to be very short, and short in the sense that it's smaller, orders of magnitude smaller. I think it's anywhere from 95% to even 97% smaller. PyScript itself. It also has less features because we are resetting in order to allow a lot of things that were not possible before, right? So it not only it's smaller and more performant, but it also allows users to run code on workers, which, what does it mean? It means that you can now run code not in the main thread, and meaning that your page can be running, etc., and it's going to spawn, you can spawn a new worker or a thread or a process, however we want to call it, like something that runs in parallel and can do the computation, the things for you. The page is not going to freeze anymore, and you can get your results back. You can manipulate your page, etc. Actually, one of the really cool innovations around this is that we also offer a access to the JavaScript API and the DOM, etc., in the web worker, which is actually something that not even vanilla JavaScript offers, right? Like you cannot really access the DOM. So that is extremely exciting. The team did a lot of great work on this. So we're favoring those things to reset and the core and do the right thing. And we're rethinking some of the higher level features, and we're keeping that on hold on this release. But I think most of them are gonna come back in the next release, we are aiming to do shorter releases actually now. So aiming for a monthly cadence. We may be faster, we may be slower, but that should be the ballpark. So things that are not going to be included in the next release are the PyRapple, for instance, because I think we need to rethink it. It was too rich of a PyRapple, and it wasn't really a REPL. It was more like a cell or a notebook, a light notebook. So I think we need to find identity for what the PyRapple is, and maybe in the future have like a sort of similar thing with cells, etc. That I'm not sure. The notebook term is very overloaded, but something like that can offer a exploration experience. Other things that are not going to be included, the PyTerminal is not going to be included, I think. But mostly that, really, the terminal, we're working to bring the banner back, so errors and things like this can be on the DOM. Python plugins are not going to be supported in this new release. They're going to come in the next. But those are also features that were more advanced, and I don't think they had a lot of use cases yet, so that I've seen. I'm pretty sure we're going to deprecate the Element API, which I can say I created it, so I can say I hated it. A lot of people liked it, to be honest, but I think it was a mistake. It was really a 2 hours hack in an afternoon, and it sticked to it. So I've been working on a much improved and more Pythonic DOM API. Actually, if you attend to the call tomorrow, I'll be demoing it. So I'm gonna preview that as well. But yeah, in general, that's the release coming. Really excited. We're gonna do a really great blog post informing about all the changes, what you should expect, why we're doing this, etc. But really exciting.
Sterling effort of the PyScript team. Well done.
Yeah. I think you're muted, Sophia.
Oh, oopsie. Sorry. Yeah, so that's amazing. And in our next call, we're gonna dive into the new release, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Let's do another one next week, and we can talk about the release.
Yes, stay tuned. Now we have 2 minutes to talk about the community fun call tomorrow. What is that about?
That's perfect timing. So we've been recently adding a lot of public calls because we really want to engage more with the community, want to hear more. This is one of them. It's a very informal, fun call where anyone can join, anyone can show their projects, show their examples or things that are working on, for fun, to show cool things, to share, but also to ask questions, or suggestions or things like this. It's a great occasion to meet the community and say, I'm working on this, but I wish I had an interface to interface Bluetooth API or the geolocation API. Great, let's talk about it, or PyScript is great because I can do this, and then, show a demo, etc. It also is a call where we often show bleeding edge things or, things that we are working on, but it really is very informal, very show and tell, and just a really good occasion to get together with other folks and learn together.
So everyone can join? How do they join?
Anyone can join, and you don't need to, even if you just want to join to watch what others are demoing or learn more, join. If you don't have any programming experience and you just want to check out what PyScript is or just have a laugh, join. It's really open to anyone.
Perfect.
I guess we'll be sharing the link there. Exactly.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Link in the description. Please join the community call. Awesome. That's it for this week's of What's New in PyScript. I hope everyone enjoy it. Thank you so much, Fabio and Valerio. Yes, love it so much. See you guys next time.
Thank you, Sophia.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, folks. Bye.